Marvin and Reese versus Benjamin and Reuben, Benjamin and Joseph, the youngest ones. There was one younger than Joseph. So imagine how he had a coat of many colors too when he placed it into Benjamin's back. It was almost like Michael Jackson probably has a little brother, right? So eventually, like, what will happen is that, like, eventually, like, people will try to make people out to be a star and then do a social trend to see in secret, right? And it's good, right? But at what point did, like, I have a gift, like, people will be like, man, that nigga at Brenneman could fight, right? But I own it because you don't want people to say, man, I'm stuck thinking this guy is so raw and like he's so tough, but he has like a spirit of evil on him, a spirit of a GD. But people say, man, that nigga could fight, but you don't want to be isolated so people can't say, man, let somebody else have a chance, or let someone show their way of fighting, show their way of violence, show their way of art, you see. So you have to point out that before someone says, oh, this guy could fight so good, it's like that other people have to own it for the sake of God, you see. Like Clinton, like, I believe that he could fight with it, like, but to get counseled, you would have to make a certain way. Or it's like, I don't, like, that's it. So it's like, you know, you want people to be winners, period, but like not too much isolated, you see. So for the sake of the brethren, people will like lay low, right? Or they're like, people will like have a certain way to protect the council, but because Benjamin and Joseph get a pass, they get a special type of dance, a special type of lay low, a special type of picture, because the boys were recognized by man. Like, Donkey is good, right? Donkey is pretty, but at the same time, you know, there's other people that's raw, so people will try to bulge my head and then make me say, he still got it, but like, they'll try to bulge my head nasty and stay and hide in secret when I could have been known to the ranks, you see. So I could have, like, so I got a glass in my ankle, so I could have been known to the ranks and been going to the thrift store with the real niggas and from sophomore, second grade, but instead it was lame Viking niggas from like a weird type of place, a weird type of place before Treasure Planet was released, before '09, after whatever 2000 Linkin Park was like lame niggas. So it would be like, man, I can't allow these people to be these lame niggas and claim that they see in secret and say that a nigga can't check on them because he'll be so real nigga that it will be a certain way. So at what point did you want to be a football player and be known to the real niggas? But I kid you not, going to Lane Tech for real, you see, real football player. But people will say, oh, it can't be proven. Like, sometimes people will be out of counsel and say that things can't be proven because they'll say, oh, they got a family, they wanted to offend people, they wanted to be in secret, but then they wanted to get comfy and say that they weren't never true, you see. So people will try to rise against me, not true, but then they'll try to hide in secret and say, oh, I'm a baby nigga, I'm a Reuben nigga. You ain't no damn Reuben nigga, you a bitch. So at what point did people say, oh, he's calling me a bitch, I'm gonna call the police 911? But at the same time, it was a real nigga, that's what I'm gonna tell you. So like, I see people walking down the street, they'll be good if there's a new concert or an old concert with an adjustment. They'll talk about things, talk about people, but I don't want people to talk about me when I come from a different type of place, a different type of school, separated from a different type of church. When these people might be public, they might not care, but don't talk about people if you don't know them unless you just bless God, you see, because I'm the type of nigga, people could say that their eyes were open, but it has nothing to do with a group of people until people could ride down the same street as everybody else, right? But you want to offend people as if you're riding down a different street, but you're riding around the same street with the same value as people from Virginia before the garage was built in 2017 before it was open after 2013. So at what point did that garage not exist in '04 after 1999? It did not exist in 2014, but Target and Mariano's was built at a certain time when I could get to a certain order and order something nice. But it's like, I'll be a certain way that I want to get skinny. I want to like be a certain way, but people will say, oh, I'm not an average police officer, or oh, I don't want to get my weight up, but you want to get a freebie using somebody that used the trick, but you don't want to give them an apple to get a lawsuit with you on whatever you claim you wanted to harass a young man under 8 and 99 because you were offended that he had the blessing of God, but you were a murderer telling people that you can shine on people after 2015.